What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we are going to be ranking every movie that I have seen in the year 2024. We are nearing the end of the year. I will not be seeing any more movies in theaters this year because there's just simply no more movies that I care about. I have seen a total of 6 movies this year, well, technically 7 movies, but only 6 of them came out this year. So yeah, 6 movies, we're ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite. Let's get into it. Coming in last place, we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. There is nothing redeemable about this movie at all. This movie is a complete and utter joke. I was so bored throughout watching this movie. Now, when I went and saw this, I had not seen Afterlife. I have since seen it afterwards. And I can say that Afterlife is 1,000 times better. This is by far my least favorite Ghostbusters movie, and I've only ever seen the first one and the Afterlife. And then Frozen Empire. And out of the 3, Frozen Empire is by far my least favorite. There is, again, almost nothing redeemable about this movie at all. The jokes are not funny. They do not land. The characters are annoying and irritating. They constantly kind of frame up this or try and build up this thing like it's a freaking Avengers level thing. Like it's like... They try and treat it like it's a fucking Avengers movie. The big fucking scary ice frozen monster. The fucking ending battle was completely underwhelming. So stupid. They bring back all the old casts. Is like, we already fucking knew they were gonna do that. It's just every bad trope about like Marvel movies, this movie just does it. It just feels like a cheap carbon copy. There's really no interesting script. There is a ghost girl that's running around that Phoebe almost hooks up with. It's awkward, it's weird, it's woke, we don't like it, nasty, bad movie, just a bad movie. So, yeah, it's dead last for me. Coming in at number 5, I know I'm going to get hate for this one, Terrifier 3. Just did a review on this movie. You guys know already why I think it's fucking terrible. Like I said, plot is all over the place, makes no sense. The first one's grounded in reality. When you get the second one, or the third one, which now, in the end, there's a gate of hell opening up and sucking people into it, and we're getting this who was originally a psychotic girl be possessed and give birth to a fucking head, in which Art can put back on his body. There is a glowing magical sword that Sienna cannot be injured by, and if she is, it regenerates her, or some stupid shit. So many fucking plot holes. Like, dude, we still have shit from part 2 that was never explained. Then they don't explain it in 3, and then they just add on more shit that just makes no sense. Again, what was that dream about that Sienna was having in 2? We still haven't figured that out. They didn't answer it in this movie. It's so cheaply written, so poorly written, so poorly directed. Again, no offense to the cast and crew who ever made this, but I'm sorry, you guys made a crappy movie. This is a really bad movie. This is one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen. A lot of people are telling me, oh, it's classic horror, you don't know horror. This is not classic horror. This is not 80s horror. This is not classic horror. This is just terrible. It is. At least classic 80s horror and shit has, like, they have plots, but at least the plots make sense, even though they're crappy plots. This is just fucking all over the place. I can never tell when Sienna is dreaming or it's really fucking happening. And again, gore is just too over the top. I do not need to see a girl whose face has been eaten off shoving a shard of glass in her vagina and masturbating as Art the Clown slams somebody's head into the floor. It's gross. It isn't funny. It's not amusing. It's stupid. Once again, I also found myself laughing more at this movie than I was anything else because the acting's pretty bad. Not as bad as 2, but pretty freaking bad. I will be doing a ranking of all 3 Terrifier films, and it will be up on the channel pretty soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But yeah, man, this movie's rough. For things that I do like about it, again, I do like Art the Clown. I think he is a piece of fresh injected life into this like subgenre of horror. Do I think he is in like a top 5 horror icons? No. Is he top 10? Probably. But I think he's overrated, and I think the franchise is overrated. So, yeah, Art the Clown's cool. I like the whole 80s theme they got going on here, even though when it comes to the plot and shit, it's not 80s. But, yeah, it's just not good. Sorry. Coming up next on this list, we have Alien Romulus. Now, this is actually a good movie. This is a huge jump here. I mean, you know, the last two movies on this list were fucking atrocious. Forget those. The last, 6 and 5 were really bad. This is a huge jump to number 4. 4 is actually really good. Really, really good. I deeply enjoyed this movie. I was surprised at how good it was because, you see these movies and you're like, all right, they're making another fucking sequel, another Alien sequel, and it's just like, it's the requel effect that Halloween kind of started, and it's back, and I was like, this is probably going to be ridiculously trash. And it wasn't. It was actually really good. This movie had me on the edge of my seat a lot because it establishes something that I think more horror movies need to do, and that is nobody is safe. And the way they establish that is by killing off characters that we do not think they're going to kill off. They kill everybody in this movie. I'm pretty sure the main girl only lives. And everybody else dies. I mean, you could argue for her robot friend. I'm not going to remember any of their names because I haven't seen the movie in 2-3 months. I don't know about her robot friend. Last I remember, he was pretty crippled, and he wasn't active or awake or anything. But yeah, this movie takes it back to basics. It's just a story about them entering a ship that's flying in space, and when they enter it, they come across that robot guy from the second one or the first one, and they figure out that this place has been destroyed by xenomorphs, and you see the face huggers and everything, and eventually they all just get let out, and it just becomes this really nail-biting, on the edge of your seat adventure through this ship, and they have to try and stay alive. And along the way, they pretty much lose everybody. Where this movie loses me a little bit is it just feels like, I feel like they did this trope of, all right, it's over, we did it, fine. Oh my god, there's something else. Here we go again. We're back. We're doing it again. Come on. It's over, we did it. We saved the day. Oh, no, there's another one. We gotta do this again. All right, it's over, we saved the day. And it just felt like it kept doing that like 5 times in a row, where it just felt like it was over, they did it, they survived. Oh, and then there's another thing after that, and it's just like, all right, we get it, dude. It got a little tiring at the end there. So I was teetering out near the end. Another issue, some of these characters just I didn't care for. The main chick almost had like no personality, in my opinion. It was cool, her bond with her robot, and he was cool, by the way, but her bond with her robot was nice. I like how she stuck up for him and defended him, but outside of that, she felt the most plain out of the group. Then you have her friend, who's pregnant. Again, she didn't feel like she did all that much either. I think the guy who stood out the most is the one guy who was just being a complete asshole to the robot the whole time because his family was killed by his same kind, the robots. I don't know what they're called, I forget. But overall, really solid film. Really, really solid. It was a lot better than I was expecting. I'd probably give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's not my core. It's not. I'm not gonna give it like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 because I'm just not that big into the franchise. I think Aliens, the second one, is a little overrated, to be honest. I saw it the day after I saw this one, and to be honest, I enjoyed Romulus a bit more. And that may have been just because I was in a theater and it was, just hype. Because I had never seen Alien up until I seen Alien Romulus. So yeah, it just wasn't too big on Aliens, but that's a story for another time. Yeah, Alien Romulus, really good, really solid film. Enjoyed it a lot. Next up on this list, this is going to be a hot take. We have Deadpool and Wolverine. Yup, Deadpool and Wolverine is my number 3. Now, I am not saying that the two after this on this list are better than this movie in any way. I want to preface that. I am not saying my number 1 and 2 are better than this movie. I am simply saying that I enjoyed those movies more than I enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. That's not to say Deadpool and Wolverine's bad. I just want to preface that. It's just a good film. It's a good movie. It is a fun experience. It's a joyride. It's essentially like No Way Home was. It's a good, fun movie. It just is. It's just fun. That's it. It's not top-tier superhero movie. It's not top-tier comic book movie. It's not top-tier movie. It's just a fun movie. It's a casual, fun movie. I think people who are saying, oh, this is the greatest movie of all time, or this is the best comic book movie of all time, or this is the best movie of this decade, just delusional. No. It is a fun movie to go enjoy. I am one of the people who likes it less because I did not grow up watching X-Men. I did not grow up watching Fantastic Four. So the cameos for me didn't really hit. Seeing Wolverine in his yellow suit was just like, I don't care, because I've never even seen any of the X-Men movies. So I'm just not connected to these characters really. I saw it for the sake of, one, my friend wanted to go, and two, I liked the first Deadpool. Did not like the second one. I liked the third one. Third one's pretty good. Thought it was enjoyable. It was a fun movie. Does the villain suck? Yeah, the villain's pretty bad. It's just generic villain. The plot, of course, is like empty, but it suits what the movie's trying to do. There's not anything horrendously bad about it or anything. It's just a fun action adventure with two friends, essentially. And along the way, again, you get some cool cameos. You get a cool badass fight scene. It just does the formula. It does. It's just the basic formula of a fun superhero movie, and that's all. And I liked it. I thought it was fun. I didn't get bored or nothing. But there was no point in the film where I was finding myself like, yeah, or cheering or getting really hyped and getting really into it. It was just like, yeah, it was cool. So, not my favorite movie, but it's just okay. Good movie. Coming in at number 2, we have Venom: The Last Dance. My review for this movie should already be up. That's actually probably going to be the video before this, but I enjoyed Venom: The Last Dance a lot more than I thought I was going to. When I walked out of Venom: Let There Be Carnage, I was not disappointed. I was more so like, that just sucked. It was just bad. Walking out of this one, I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it. There were a few times where I was jumping out of my seat and cheering, and I was like, yeah, let's go, this is cool. Third act, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Not a huge fan of some of the things. I think, again, I've explained this all in my review, but I think some of the symbiotes were underutilized. I think Venom's death was a little shoddy. It could have been better. Great soundtrack in this movie. Like I said, I think Venom and Eddie are funny, even though there are certain points where the goofiness just goes too over the top. This is, a fun, it's a bad fun movie. It's not a good movie, it is a bad movie, but it's fun. And I had a lot of fun, and I had more fun with this than I did all the movies below it. I just had a fun time. I really enjoyed it. Again, I'm not saying it was better than Deadpool and Wolverine, because it's not. Deadpool and Wolverine is a better movie. But I had more fun, and I enjoyed this movie more. Just had a really fun time with it. It's just that simple. I just did. I liked seeing all the different symbiotes at the end. I loved, the journey between Eddie and Venom. And I could just accept the goofiness, like turning a horse into a venomized symbiote creature, and Venom dancing with Mrs. Chen, and them driving cross country with a bunch of fucking, hillbillies or whatever it is, It was just a fun time, and I enjoyed it. So, that's number 2. And coming in at numero uno, probably the most hot take that's going to be on this list, Joker Folie à Deux. Reason it's number 1 for me is simply because I just really care about the character of Joker. And like I said in my review, I think this movie is overhated. I give it a 6 out of 10. I think for what it should have been, it's fucking atrocious. It should have been, a very simple story. Joker being put in the asylum, spending half the movie there. The second half of the movie is him and Harleen break out and go cause havoc and mayhem and chaos in Gotham. Very simple. They didn't do that, like we said. They did not do that at all. They decided to have this whole courtroom drama and this, half the movie in the asylum, which was fine. And, the movie he's got no arc. There's no payoff on any of the things they lay down. It's just, it's not a good movie in terms of it being a sequel to Joker, 2019's Joker. But as a movie on its own, it's actually interesting and intriguing because it ultimately is the story of how a man is just a really sick, mentally ill human being is just broken down and And it's true. That is what would have happened in real life. There would not have been any Joker at the end and him breaking out and doing all this. It just would. That's just how it would have happened. He just would have ended up collapsing as a human being and his personality and everything, and it all would have caved in on him, and he would have. Then there would have been no Joker anyway. So, from that standpoint, I can accept it. When I think of Joker and Joker Folie à Deux, I do not count Joker Folie à Deux as canon of the first one. I just completely separate them. And I think it's another reason I enjoy Joker Folie à Deux more. I enjoy the performances of Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. Now, granted, I have only seen the movie once, almost a month ago now. I still have not seen it like twice or third time or whatever. It is now out on Blu-ray, which I do want to buy it, so I can give it a rewatch, and maybe my opinion will change. Who knows? It may become my least favorite movie of the year. Who knows? Because I've only seen it once, and I only remember select things from it. The ending, I understand why people don't like it. I do. Part of me doesn't even like it either. But again, if I can just separate it from the first one, which I do, I like most things about this movie. That's how I get to that conclusion. But if you mash them together and you look at this as a sequel, you're gonna fucking hate this movie. You are going to hate it, and I get it because it is a sequel. It's a canon sequel. In my head canon, though, I separate them. I separate the two, and that's the reason I like Joker Folie à Deux. It's because I separate them. And I separated them purposely because I want to love this movie. I want to love it. I want to root for it. I want to defend it. I want to like it because I love Joker so much, the character and the first movie. But there's just some things that are just not, you're just not able to defend them. And this is one of those movies you just can't defend. I have lost all my respect for Todd Phillips. I no longer respect him as a director, as a man. I am so tired of these directors trying to do their fucking passion projects and inserting them into not only movies that are part of franchises, but comic book characters and things. I cannot fucking stand when a director tries to do something with a comic book character and does not respect the source material. And that's why this movie failed. That's simple. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Hate on me if you want. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.